need to be masking.
We are saying wear your mask all the time.
Masks are protective.
You have to wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
This is another great reason to go get vaccinated. Now.
Wear your mask. We have heard it for more than a year now, but now there is light at the end of the tunnel. Health leaders are starting to ease up on those mask mandates as more people get vaccinated. Today, Governor Roy Cooper lifted all capacity limits, gathering limits, social distancing requirements, and most mask requirements. From now until 6 o'clock, we're going to be digging into what these ease restrictions mean for both unvaccinated and vaccinated people, starting with where you will need to wear your mask. You'll still need to wear a mask if you take public transportation, go into child care facilities, schools or camps, even prisons or homeless shelters, and in public health settings like a doctor's office or a nursing home.
With more people not wearing masks going forward, and COVID-19 and its more infectious variants spreading, there's a real risk that unvaccinated people can get it. Please be responsible and wear a mask until you get vaccinated.
Easing mask mandates even further is a step in the right direction. Where we can stumble is if people stop going to get vaccinated or don't bother wearing a mask if they're not vaccinated. Mask mandates may be lifted in most places, but leaders say this should be a motivator to go and get your vaccine. The best way to think about this is now we're under an honor code. If you're fully vaccinated, great. If not, leaders hope you will still wear your mask or go get vaccinated as soon as possible.
This just tells people who are not vaccinated that the virus is still out there, and these are the people who can transmit that virus to me. I need to talk to my doctor about getting a shot.
If you are unvaccinated, then you have made the decision to take that risk. And we are really encouraging people who are unvaccinated not to take the risk.
So one concern this raises is how this could impact our case count if more unvaccinated people go without a mask. Dr. Christopher Ohl with Wake Forest Baptist Health says this will change what COVID waves look like. He argues against the CDC's recommendation to ease mask restrictions because he worries people will see it as a free-for-all.
The virus is going to take advantage of unvaccinated populations. Rather than having big waves move through an entire community, we're going to have pockets of infection that occur in unvaccinated groups.
All right, so you might be hearing this news and looking like these people, but don't go off and celebrate just yet thinking we beat the virus and the pandemic is over. The pandemic is not over yet. In fact, Dr. Ohl says eventually this virus could end up like the flu and we'll see cases start to drop. He predicts the pandemic could be declared over by winter.
What's going to happen, the pandemic's just going to fade into a background of coronavirus infections that initially will be occurring in pockets of people in unvaccinated situations.
Today's announcement's a big step forward, but it's not the finish line.
Dr. Mandy Cohen with the State Health Department says leaders still hope to achieve the goal of getting 2/3 of the population vaccinated by June 1st. Now, businesses can still enforce mask wearing and capacity limits if they want to. And if you as the customer want to wear your mask, it's your decision. Just because the mandate is relaxing now, it doesn't mean businesses have to ease their mask policies. Think of it as no shirt, no shoes, no service. If the restaurant has signs posted that you need to wear a mask, you'll have to follow those rules. Some Greensboro business owners say safety is going to be their top priority as they work toward the path forward.
Our policy is going to be our team will continue to, whether they're vaccinated or not, they will continue to wear their mask. Hopefully, the customers will come in and they'll still be respectful, to the fact that, the sign is still on the door.
I don't want to turn away customers because they are vaccinated and they choose not to wear a mask, but I also want to be safe.
People who live in Greensboro also say they are on the fence about the mask mandate being lifted.
It's confusing and it appears to be fairly inconsistent.
I'm probably, I'm going to always have it with me. Like I'll probably go out tonight, but, I'll wear it.
Dr. Rochelle Walensky, the director of the CDC, says there are 3 big reasons they were able to ease their guidance for people who are fully vaccinated. First, our cases are trending downward nationwide. Next, the vaccine is now widely available. And finally, science shows that vaccinated people are protected against the virus and the vaccines are effective against variants. Let's connect the dots on the data.
After being criticized for being too cautious, the CDC has done an about-face on face masks. So why the change? Turns out the vaccines are that good. Let's connect the dots. Some of the criticism the CDC has faced was that it was underselling vaccines by not allowing vaccinated people more freedom. That's because the data we now have on the COVID vaccines shows they're extremely effective in preventing severe disease. Experts now have more than just the results of the clinical trials. They have real-world data. The initial trials show the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines were at least 95% effective, with Johnson & Johnson's more than 70%. And when it came to hospitalizations and deaths, they were close to 100%. But what happened in the real world? Israel had one of the most aggressive vaccination campaigns, and it found Pfizer's vaccine was about 90% effective overall, and even better at preventing severe illness, meaning Israel's daily new cases have fallen 95%, and daily deaths are in the single digits. One reason the CDC was cautious was because of concerns that even vaccinated people could still spread the disease. But as more shots are going into arms, it's looking like that's not the case. One real-world study found the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines helped prevent transmission, not just symptoms. So now the focus moves from face masks to encouraging everyone to get vaccinated.
And I gotta tell you, that's what all of this boils down to. Restrictions can be eased as long as people continue to go get vaccinated. We took a big step in the fight against the virus earlier this week after Pfizer's COVID vaccine was authorized for children 12 years old and older. That means 17 million more people are able to get a COVID vaccine. Guilford County Schools and Cone Health are partnering to make the Pfizer vaccine available to students who want it. Today was the first of many clinics open to students 14 and older. Next week, they're going to host other clinics at High Point Central, Southwest, and Ragsdale High Schools. They'll be open to students and the public 14 years and older because they're being held at high schools. People younger than 18 must get their parents' permission. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is also offering vaccines to students. Clinics will be at 2 middle schools and 2 high schools and will be open to students and any eligible community members. Students will need to have a signed parent permission slip. The federally supported mass vaccination site at Four Seasons Town Center in Greensboro is still open and will stay that way until May 27th. They're giving the 2-dose Pfizer vaccine and the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and you can choose which one you get. Forsyth County's health department is also offering appointments. They'll be giving out the 2-dose Pfizer shots tomorrow from 9 a.m. until noon at the public health department. You can choose the Johnson & Johnson shot as well. Both are accepting appointments or walk-ins, and all are giving shots to anyone at 12 years old or older. So what is it going to take for you to get a COVID-19 vaccine? Maybe it's cold hard cash. Maybe you do it for a free drink. Or maybe you just want to get rid of having to wear the mask everywhere you go. You know, the state is considering incentives to encourage people to get vaccinated. But for now, if you're still on the fence, you should talk to your family, your friends, even your doctor, because the closer we get to herd immunity, the better. And that is something we can all look forward to.